Respiratory system. The human respiratory system is the system in humans that takes up oxygen and expels carbon dioxide. The design of the respiratory system. The human gas exchanging organ, the lung, is located in the thorax, where its delicate tissues are protected by the bony and muscular thoracic cage. The lung provides the tissues of the human body with a continuous flow of oxygen and clears the blood of the gaseous waste product, carbon dioxide. Atmospheric air is pumped in and out regularly through a systems of pipes called conducting airways which join the gas exchange region with the outside of the body. The airways can be divided into upper and lower airway systems. The transition between the two systems is located where the pathways of the respiratory and digestive system cross, just at the top of the larynx. The upper airway system comprises the nose and the paranasal cavity, the pharynx, and partly also the oral cavity since it may be used for breathing. The lower airway system consists of the larynx, the trachea, the stem bronchi, and all the airways, ramifying intensively within the lungs, such as the intrapulmonary bronchi, the bronchioles, and the alveolar ducts for respiration. The collaboration of other organ systems is clearly essential. The diaphragm as the main respiratory muscle and the intercostal muscles of the chest all play an essential role by generating under the control of the central nervous system the pumping action on the lung. The muscles expand and contract the internal space of the thorax, the bony framework of which is formed by the ribs and the thoracic vertebra. The contribution of the lung and chest wall to respiration is described below in the mechanics of breathing. The blood as a carrier for a gases and the circulatory system are mandatory elements of a working respiratory system. The nose is the external protuberance of an internal space, the nasal cavity. It is subdivided into a left and right canal by a thin medial, cartilaginous, and bony wall, the nasal septum. Each canal opens to the face by a nostril and into the pharynx by the choana. The floor of the nasal cavity is formed by the palate, which also forms the roof of the oral cavity. The complex shape of the nasal cavity is due to projections of bony ridges, the superior, middle, and inferior turbinate bones from the lateral wall. The passageways thus formed below each ridge are called the superior, middle, and nasal inferior nasal meshes. On each side, the internasal space communicates with a series of neighboring air-filled cavities within the skull and also via the nasalocriminal duct with the lacrimal apparatus in the corona of the eye. The duct drains the lacrimal fluid into the nasal cavity. This fact explains why nasal respiration can be rapidly impaired or even impeded during weeping. The lacrimal fluid is not only overflowing into tears, it is also flooding the nasal cavity. The paranasal scenes are sets of paired single or multiple cavities of variable size Most of their development takes place after birth and they reach their final size toward age 20. The sinuses are located in four different skull bones: the maxilla, the frontal, the ethmoid, and the sphenoid bones. Correspondingly, they are called the maxillary sinus, which is the largest cavity, the frontal sinus, the ethmoid sinus, and the sphenoid sinus, which is located in the upper posterior wall of the nasal cavity. The sinus have two principal functions because they are filled with air. They help keep in the weight of the skull within reasonable limits and they serve as response chambers for the human voice. The nasal cavity with its adjacent space is lined by a respiratory mucosa. Typically, the mucosa of the nose contains mucus-secreting glands and the venous plagius is top cell layer. The epithelium consists principally of two cell types, ciliated and secreting cell. Thank you.